All right, so number 1, Ben Nicholson.
Strings on.
Number 3, Ben Greller. And number 10, Spencer Piercefield. At the forward position, the hyped IU commit, number 23, Trace Jackson Davis. And rounding out the starting lineup for Center Grove is number 35, Lucas Doyle. As Ben Davis is going through their starting lineups. Number 54, DeJuan Jones, who is going to Ohio State as an offensive lineman. And folks, this is a big human being at 6'9". They say 320, but I'd say a little bit more than that.
This is the biggest basketball player I've ever seen on this floor.
The guy's huge.
This guy is a monster.
Number 24, Jalen Wyndham, which we heard about in the interview with Coach Carlisle. Number 13, Kai Hickman-Steinman will be at a guard.
I don't know how you could get through a pick.
No, I don't.
That's set by that guy.
If we watched some football highlights on Huddle Friday, he'd take out a whole linebacking core in one fell swoop.
Well, he is the refrigerator. That's what he is. And he's going to jump center.
And rounding out the starting 5 for Ben Davis, number 35, Jeffrey Clayton, 6'7" senior, and number 5, Dominic Day. That's how we're going to start things up here. DeJuan Jones is going to jump it up against Trace Jackson Davis.
John, this lineup looks a little bit bigger than the 1A lineup we saw earlier.
Just a bit. And we are just about ready to get started with this 4A semi-state contest here from the Hatchet House. The best game in the state, in my opinion. Tip is controlled by Ben Davis.
He can jump a little bit.
Yes, he can. Cameron Mall gets it across the timeline into DeJuan Jones in the middle. Jones hands it off to Wyndham. Wyndham drives, puts a shot up off the glass and good.
Little runner there, right off the bat.
Wyndham gets the first 2 points of the ball game. Ben Davis on top, 2-0. Center Grove with the basketball as Ben Nicholson has it, left wing to Trace Jackson Davis.
Both teams in a man-to-man defense to start the game.
Both teams obviously familiar with one another as they met earlier in the regular season, as we talked about earlier. Center Grove came out on top. DeJuan Jones was benched for a large part of that game, so I know that has a lot to do with how this one's going to turn out. Ball's tipped away. Wyndham trying to get it. He's going to come up with it. Can't quite save it. Ball's going to go out of bounds back to Center Grove. And you got to love the hustle. I mean, obviously both these teams know what's on the line, and they know this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out affair. And we're going to see it all on the line here tonight, Steve.
There's some quickness out there, too, I've noticed right off the bat. Yeah, but both teams are really serious about their defense, clearly, as they're really going after it on the defensive end.
Lucas Doyle with it. Up top to Greller. Back to Doyle from the elbow. Got it. The big fella, 6'5" senior Lucas Doyle, trains it.
Little left-hander from the elbow.
So we talked a little bit about their shooting early on. So far, so good for both teams here as Maul for Ben Davis gets it across the timeline. Tries to get it into DeJuan Jones. Is going to throw it over to Clayton. Kicks it back out to Wyndham. 6:24 to go. All tied up at 2 here at the Hatchet House. DeJuan Jones trying to get position.
I don't know how he can.
I don't know how you can stand up to that.
I know, he's just a monster.
Wyndham fires up a quick three, no good. Rebounded, knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Center Grove basketball. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't think we can describe well enough how big this guy is.
Yeah, he's the Titanic against a bunch of tugboats.
We very well may see him in the NFL one day.
Yeah, we've got a moving screen on Center Grove there.
Lucas Doyle with the moving screen. You know who? They're not going to set a moving screen on DeJuan Jones. I can tell you that right now.
Referees are now.
So they're gonna consult one another.
And the one ref talked him into it. Okay, moving screen.
Ben Davis with the basketball.
Now we've got a buzzer.
5:58 to go here in the first, all tied up at 2. We want to take this opportunity to thank some of our sponsors to make this semi-state game possible. Area 1 Protection Services, the ISC Network, Local Lives Here, and Roots RV in Mitchell. Ben Davis with the basketball. Wyndham, right wing, gets a pick from DeJuan Jones. Clayton over to Maul. Day with it, into Clayton. Clayton kicks it back out. Maul will reset things for the Giants. 5:38 to go here in the first, all tied up at 2. Maul looking to drive, gets it over to Clayton. Clayton will step into a long two-pointer and gets it. Jeffrey Clayton with his first 2 points of the ball game, 4-2, Ben Davis.
John, I was looking at some of these scores throughout the season with these two teams. I noticed the scores weren't really all that high, and I wondered, you would think with this offensive prowess out here, the scores would be high, but boy, they play a good defense too.
Trace Jackson Davis in the lane, up, no good, rebounded by DeJuan Jones. Yeah, the defense has been surprisingly good so far, Steve.
Yep.
Maul with it for Ben Davis, 5 minutes to go here in the first, 4-2 Giants. And you got to imagine, too, some of those teams probably tried to hold the ball on them as well.
I think they did in the sectional round, especially.
The Center Grove Franklin game, I believe,
was like 30-20 or something like that.
Yeah, ridiculously low. DeJuan Jones gets it on the block. No way, that's not going in. 6-2, Ben Davis. Center Grove trying to get some cohesiveness here on offense. Piercefield with it. Up top to Doyle. Piercefield thinks about a three. He drives, kicks back, step back three, no good. Rebounded by Wyndham, and Ben Davis will bring it the other way. 4:19 to go here in the first, 6-2. Ben Davis, DeJuan Jones, over to Maul. Maul left wide open for three, no good. Gonna get a foul on Clayton over the back, and Center Grove will have the basketball.
Yeah, Center Grove beat Greenwood in the first round of the sectional, 32-22. And this is interesting, they won the sectional championship against Franklin 29-28 in an overtime.
Folks getting admonished here at the Hatchet House.
Can't stand by those railings.
No.
And again, nobody's gone home from game one.
No,
this place is
packed.
Completely packed.
DeJuan Jones with the steal. They tried to get it into Trace Jackson Davis. Maul misses a layup. Trace Jackson Davis knocks it around. Maul picks it up. Ben Davis with it. Wyndham.
Jones is fairly mobile for his size.
Very mobile.
Yeah, surprise.
Clayton tried to feed it into the big man. He got it. No good. Rebounded by Justin DeGraff as he just checked in the ball game. Trace Jackson Davis with it on the block. Spin move up and in. Count it.
Nice move.
What a move by the McDonald's All-American. Makes it 6-4.
Well, they say he's the top candidate for Mr. Basketball, and by that move, you can see why. That was really pretty.
That's a big-time move. Got contact, spin move on the block, off the glass, and headed to the free throw line.
Yeah, I believe he's Indiana's only McDonald's All-American.
Yes, he's the only McDonald's All-American from the state of Indiana this year, I believe, too.
Yeah.
So.
And Dale Davis's son.
Dale Davis's son, yes, longtime Indiana Pacer. Trace Jackson Davis at the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Free throw on the way and good.
6-5.
We got ourselves a ball game, folks, as we thought we would. Ben Davis on top by one. 3:23 and counting to go here in the first quarter. And as you mentioned, nobody has left here other than the Bloomfield folks probably.
But they were replaced.
But they were replaced. But what a ball game we're going to see here is Ben Davis shot off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Charlie Bemis, who just checked into the ball game. Trace Jackson Davis loses it. DeJuan Jones with the steal.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Nice kick back to Wyndham. Takes it to the hole. Foul. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Center Grove as Jalen Wyndham will head to the line.
John, he's surely going to be an NFL player. I mean, he's huge, plus he's quick.
The quickness and his speed are unbelievable for a guy that's 6'9" and at least 350. If he's not 350, I'm a $180. And I haven't seen that since high school. 7-5 is your score. Ben Davis on top. Wyndham made good on the first free throw. Second one on the way and good. 8-5 is your score. 2:58 to go here in the first quarter. Center Grove with the basketball. Nicholson over to Trace Jackson Davis. Up top to DeGraff. He drives, gets it to Piercefield. In low to Trace Jackson Davis. Going to get the foul on DeJuan Jones, who can't believe it. But when you're a Mr. Basketball candidate, you're going to get that call, Steve Brothers.
Right. And, hey, a tip of the hat to Coach Don Carlisle. He's really emphasized clearly to his team the importance of defense. These guys are really going after it on the defensive end.
Trace takes it to the hole and slams it in. Wow.
Just as I said that.
Unbelievable play by Trace Jackson Davis. Elevates from the in volleyball line and slams it home.
That got the crowd buzzing.
Absolutely. 8-7. Ben Davis still on top. 2:22 left to go here in the first quarter, but what a play by Trace Jackson Davis. Maul with it to DeJuan Jones. Jones loses the handle. Picked up. Down low to Wyndham. Wyndham cross-court pass to Maul. Maul's going to drive. Loses the handle, and Trace Jackson Davis leads it the other way. Oh, they called a charge on Trace Jackson Davis.
Crowd doesn't like that one.
No, they do not. You got to give credit to Dominic Day, stepped in the way of the 6'9" senior, took the charge. Looked like a pretty good call from here.
Yeah.
He lowered his shoulder, and you know, as good as Trace Jackson Davis is, not going to get away with that one.
No, that was a pretty good call.
Cameron Maul gets it across the timeline. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 8-7. Ben Davis on top. Jalen Wyndham with it in the right corner. Guarded by Nicholson. Wyndham, what a shot.
That was hard to stop.
He just elevated over the defender for 2 points. 10-7.
Impossible to stop that shot. He stopped on a dime and went straight up. No way you can defend that. Defense
on that couldn't have been any better. No. You just couldn't help that the guy jumped a foot over you. Center Grove with a three-pointer. Spencer Piercefield from downtown ties it up at 10. 1:22 left to go here in the first quarter.
Well, we expected knockdown drag-out, and that's what we're getting here in the first quarter.
The fans so far are getting their money's worth as this one's going to go back and forth. Wyndham with the basketball, right wing, up top. Day with it. Wyndham fires up a three, nails it, knocked to the floor. This kid is big time. He is putting on a show right now. He has 10 of Ben Davis's 13 points.
That was an off-balance
fadeaway three-pointer, got knocked to the ground and nothing but net. Trace Jackson Davis with the basketball, guarded by DeJuan Jones. Nice. Tried to hit the back cut. Couldn't handle it and turns it over to Ben Davis.
That's 5 turnovers already here in the first quarter for Center Grove.
And you got, I mean, all that credit goes to the Ben Davis defense because the defense has really been phenomenal. Center Grove's hasn't been bad either. It's just that in some areas, Ben Davis is a little more athletic on some of their matchups.
I agree.
So Ben Davis going to hold for the last shot here as we're 30 seconds and counting. 13-10 is your score. Ben Davis on top. They've led from the start, and as we had predicted, this one is going to be, folks are going to get their money's worth out of this one. Wyndham with the basketball inside the circle, over to Maul, 10 seconds. DeJuan Jones with it, gets it to Wyndham. Wyndham going to get called for the travel.
Wow, shot fake, he can't believe it.
5.1 seconds on the clock. Center Grove with a chance to put some more points on the board here, as they're going to inbound it to Trace Jackson Davis. and let their star take care of business. 3 seconds from the free throw line. No. And that is how the first quarter of action will come to an end. Ben Davis on top, 13-10 over Center Grove. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back right after this.
Clear. I'm sorry, 45. Now we're at 30. Stand by. And go.
Back here at the Hatchet House, John Gear and Steve Brothers as we get ready for second quarter action. As it's a tight one, folks. 13-10, Ben Davis on top of Center Grove. Center Grove will start the second quarter with the basketball. Number 21, Cam Petty had a wide open three, passed it up. Gets it back over to Piercefield. Trace Jackson Davis. Gets it back in the lane. Spin move against DeJuan Jones. Jones blocks it.
Wow.
Loses the handle. Jackson Davis fights for it. They're going to give it back to Ben Davis.
That's Mr. Basketball getting his shot blocked by Mr. Football, probably.
What? I mean, unbelievable. Just they're both about 6'9", and just look at the difference.
Yeah.
In the mass.
Well, it's got to be 75-pound difference.
Easily.
Yeah.
Ben Davis with the basketball with the 13-10 lead. 7:38 to go here in the first half. Maul with it over to Wyndham. Over to Maul, gets a big screen from DeJuan Jones. Maul puts it up off the glass and good.
He's got that runner down.
Cameron Maul makes it 15-10 in favor of Ben Davis.
You can tell he's very confident with that little runner there off the glass.
Yeah, no question about that. He doesn't hesitate. Piercefield from the elbow. And just about met his maker as DeJuan Jones falls on him.
Ooh,
Goodness sakes.
That was close.
Talk about your life flashing before your eyes right there.
That's like running into a semi.
Oh, my gosh.
He almost landed right on his head.
And DeJuan Jones goes over and says, my bad, because there's about a 12-inch and about a 200-pound weight difference there between those two.
Completely, he couldn't avoid that whatsoever. But
no, it wasn't malicious at all. It was just an unfortunate situation.
But that was close.
Yeah, so crisis averted here for Center Grove.
I think I heard him. I heard a Hail Mary down there on the way down.
So Spencer Piercefield going to step to the free throw line for the first of two shots. He's already got 3 points here this evening. Looking to cut into this lead. First one is off the mark, no good.
Probably a little shaken up because his life flashed before him.
Probably so, yeah. Now he's back to normal here. Let's see if he can get the second one. Second one is up and in. 15-11 your score. Ben Davis on top. Creeping up on 7 minutes to go here in the first half from the Hatchet House from the 4A semi-state. Cameron Mall with the basketball. Gets it into DeJuan Jones. Jones goes right into Trace Jackson Davis with the bucket. That's his fourth point. 17-11 your score, Ben Davis.
I don't know why they don't do that every time down the floor. I don't know how you can stop somebody like that.
Why would you not? Trace Jackson Davis with it, top of the key. Gets it to Petty.
Ooh, there's a foul.
Going to draw a foul.
I think there was a little acting going on maybe by DeGraff.
Yeah, he
little head jerk back, but I don't think the foul was that serious.
No, Tyrese Nibbs got him on the foul. Inbounds it to Trace Jackson Davis on the block. He's going to be double teamed, kicks it back out, gets it back down low on the block. In traffic, going to get the foul call. Ben Davis bench wants a jump ball. But nonetheless, Trace is going to the line for 2 shots. Stops the clock with 6:34 to go. Going to get the foul. That's 2 fouls on Nibs right in a row, back to back. They're going to say it was on the floor. So Center Grove will inbound it under their own basket.
Looked like he was going up.
Gets it into DeGraff.
Oh,
blocked it. DeJuan Jones blocked it. Trace Jackson Davis comes up with the steal. Takes it in the lane at the big fella. Draws the contact. And is going to go to the line for 2 this time. And that's 2 fouls on the big fella, I believe.
He's going to get himself in some serious foul trouble here.
If he gets in foul trouble and goes to the bench, that changes the whole complexion of this ball game.
It sure does. And you know, he's had what, 2 very good block shots.
2 block shots. Trace Jackson Davis makes good on the first.
But he's coming out of the game right now, and they just lost about 150 pounds in that exchange.
17-12 is your score.
As Joshua Shannon looks like he weighs about 150.
Soaking wet. Makes good on the second. 17-13 is your score. 6:18 counting to go here in the first half. Now is the time for Center Grove to cut into this lead that Ben Davis has if they're going to, while DeJuan Jones is on the bench.
Yes.
Nibs with the basketball. Maul thought about a 3. Pulls it back out. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. 17-13 Giants. Looking to kill a little clock here.
Yeah, they don't look like they're in any big hurry.
Wyndham drives baseline, pull-up jumper, falling out of bounds, no good. Rebounded by Center Grove. And Piercefield brings it the other way. Up top to DeGraff. He's going to drive it to the lane. Got the contact. And they're going to send him to the line for 2. And see, that's the difference, Steve Brothers. Yeah. When DeJuan Jones is in there, DeGraff doesn't make that drive into the lane. So with him being out, everybody is going to be a little more comfortable taking it to the rack. And
this DeGraff looks like a really nice player. He's a 6'7" junior. Wasn't in the starting lineup, but boy, he made a nice quick move, nice shot fake, and went right to the basket. Made good on the first, 17-14, and it's nice to have a 6'7" guy coming off the bench for you, isn't it? Who's good. Yeah. This guy, you can tell he's a good player. Yeah, he's got it all down pat. Makes good on both free throws. Center Grove crawling back, 17-15. Ben Davis still on top. 5.5 to go here in the first half. Wyndham, right wing. Pull-up jumper from deep. Can't get it. Ball is knocked away. Center Grove comes up with it. Petty. Trace Jackson Davis. Spin move to the basket and good. What a move. Just the fluidness of that whole move was impressive. He thought about dunking it, but decided he was maybe a little bit off balance for that and just laid it right in. Nice and smooth, as you said. Ties things up at 17. Maul takes it to the hole. Partially blocked. Knocked out of bounds. Going to stay with Ben Davis. And, you know, it's kind of like that move earlier when Trace Jackson Davis jumped through the lane. I thought he was just going to lay it up, but he hadn't slammed it home. So yeah, you could tell for a split second on that when he thought about it. Yeah. 5 minutes exactly on the clock here in the first half. All tied up at 17. It's living up to all the hype. Ben Davis will inbound it under their own basket. Ball looking to get it into Wyndham, and does. Wyndham left wing. Up top to Jamari London, who's just checked into the ball game. Wyndham, top of the key. Maul gets it down low to Shannon. London gets it off to Steinman. Steinman, excuse me. Cameron Maul going to bring it back up top, reset things. Good defense by Center Grove. They get a nice round of applause. Center Grove with some nice defense here is Wyndham. Gets it over to Maul. 4:24 left. Nice move by Maul. Spin move in the lane. No good. Rebounded by Petty. Center Grove gets up the court quickly. It's Trace Jackson Davis with it. You got to imagine he's going to take it to the hole here. Kicks it out to Petty. Petty back into Trace Jackson Davis. Loses the handle. Ben Davis takes it the other way. They lose the handle. Knocked out of bounds. They're going to stay with Ben Davis. 6 turnovers for Center Grove. and 3 for Ben Davis. With 4 minutes to go, it's all tied at 17, and we got a timeout.
Coach Carlisle wants to talk things over. 4 minutes to go here in the first half of action at the 4A semi-state at the Hatchet House. It's all knotted up at 17. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back right after this.
1 minute. Turn. $30. $10. Stand by. And go.
John Gear and Steve Brothers back here at the Hatchet House. We want to thank the End Zone Screen Printing and Embroidery here in Washington, the Washington Times-Herald, and Baker Welding and Mechanical for helping us bring you this 4A semi-state basketball game here this afternoon from the Hatchet House as we're on Memories 107.9, The General 95.9, 101.3, and 1580 AM, and as always, streaming worldwide, WAMW-AMFM.com. Cameron Mall with the basketball. Gets it up top of the key. Three-pointer on the way and got it.
Well,
Hickman Steinman.
He clearly drew that up in the huddle. That was a nice play right there.
Very nicely designed play by Coach Carlisle. Gives Ben Davis a 20-17 lead. Trace Jackson Davis with it in the lane. Up. Block. They're going to get him with a foul after the block.
Yeah, it was a really nice block.
Joshua Shannon comes across out of nowhere, Steve, and blocks that shot.
Got him with the body, though. Knocked him down. But, boy, up where the ball was, that was a pretty block. And Coach Carlisle not happy with the call.
Pleading his case as it was a clean block. It was just the body contact after the block that got him. And Trace Jackson Davis will head to the line for 2 shots. Coach Carlisle is still all over him. I really enjoyed my chat with both coaches, and then, even off the air, both of them were extremely easy to talk to and really confident coming into this ball game, as well they should be.
Right.
Jackson Davis, first one. Bounces off the back iron, no good.
You know what's hard to believe? Both these teams were 2-5 in their conference. In the Metropolitan Conference up in Indy, 2-5.
That just tells you something about that conference, because these are 2 outstanding basketball teams. Misses both of them.
That seems almost impossible, but apparently we've got some talent up in the Indy area.
Absolutely. Ben Davis with the basketball. 3:20 and counting to go here in the first half. 2017, Ben Davis. Maul, step back. No good. Rebounded. Blocked. Rebounded by Trace Jackson Davis. And we're just seeing 2 fine ball clubs here today. Playing some good defense as Piercefield gets it to DeGraff. Back to Piercefield. Gets it into Trace Jackson Davis.
Tried to dunk it.
He tried to, got the foul. So he'll head back to the line for 2, and that one was going to be a thunderous dunk.
Yes, it was. Didn't quite have it, but that was close. It popped out of the basket.
Foul by Shannon.
John, you were saying this rim might be bent a little bit from practice this week.
Yeah, Jackson Davis may sit on the first. DeJuan Jones in practice bent the rim over here on the media side, so on the north side of the gym. Bent it a little bit. I'm not sure if they just tried to repair it or if they replaced it. But when you got somebody that big hanging on the rim, that stuff's going to happen. So
no shattered backboard yet.
No, not yet. But we still got a lot of basketball to play here.
Wonder if Coach Miller has a backup backboard.
Well, there was that whole Harlem Wizards debacle last year with the broken backboard. So
those things aren't cheap either.
No, and we got the fancy ones with the lights in them and whatnot. So
might have to put up an old wooden one to get this game over with if he breaks one.
A wooden one and a peach basket, and we'll be right at home here. 2:56 to go here in the first half. Both teams just coming out of a timeout. Ben Davis on top, 20-18. Trace Jackson Davis at the line. He'll have one more shot here. We want to thank Purdue Farms in Washington and At Your Disposal Trash Service for helping, easy for me to say, helping make this game possible here today. Jackson Davis rattles in and out, rebounded by Shannon.
You know, Davis is not really the best free throw shooter in the world.
No, he's definitely left some points out there. 20-18, Ben Davis. 2:45 to go here in the first half. Center Grove, both teams for that matter, playing really good defenses. Wyndham misses, knocked around. DeGraff comes up with it. Up ahead to Trace Jackson Davis. Piercefield with it. Kicks it back out to Greller. Piercefield. Ball knocked away. Here come the Giants. Wyndham up. Draws the foul. Makes the basket. Will extend the lead at 22-18, at least for the time being.
John, this Wyndham, if he's not an Indiana All-Star, that's really a shame. This kid can play. I mean,
yeah,
he's got it all. He can stop on a dime, shoot a jump shot, got some nice slick moves underneath.
Makes good on the free throw. 23-18 is your score. 2:19 to go in the first half. Yeah, he's definitely an all-around Division I basketball player. And as you said, should be an Indiana All-Star. Piercefield into Trace Jackson Davis. Double team, triple team.
Triple team.
Kicks it back out. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebounded by DeGraff. Puts it up. No good. Rebound fought for. Going to get a jump ball. Nope. They're going to call a foul on DeGraff. That's going to be his second.
You know, he didn't start. I kind of like this DeGraff. He can move a little bit.
He's a good player, and he's aggressive. And it doesn't hurt he's 6'7" either.
I know.
1:57 to go. Center Grove's going to pick up full court here.
A little 2-2-1 action here.
Ben Davis handles it no problem. Mull will reset the offense across the timeline. 1:46 to go here in the first half.
Ooh,
Ben Davis on top, 23-18.
A near turnover, but then reach-in foul on Spencer Piercefield as Ben Davis player fell down.
Yeah, Wyndham got bailed out there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was Wyndham, wasn't it? Yeah. Fell down on the slippery floor, looked like, and then Piercefield reached in and hit his arm. You could tell that was a good call.
Ben Davis will inbound it right in front of the Center Grove bench. Mull with the basketball. 1:40 and counting to go here in this first half. 23-18, Ben Davis. Wyndham with it now. Which just about anything over half court, he's in range.
Well, DeJuan Jones hasn't played in the last 6 minutes, five and a half minutes. Yeah.
Ball stolen away by Center Grove. Here comes Trace Jackson Davis. Nice spin move. Kicks it out over the head of Greller. Boy, I bet he wants that one back.
Yeah, that's twice now in the first half here that Davis is overpassed there over the head of his teammate.
And sometimes in a game like this, you could be too unselfish.
Yeah.
And he probably should have just taken that to the hole. Nonetheless, we're creeping up on a minute to go here in the first half. Mull with it. He'll drive. Stops, pull up at the free throw line. Got it. Nice looking player there, Cameron Mull, with his 4th point. Makes it 25-18. And it's kind of an interesting turn here as Center Grove gets it to Trace Jackson Davis. Gets the foul and one.
He makes it look easy.
Yeah.
Double clutch there, drew the foul, and had enough time and coordination to put the ball in the basket easily.
We got to give Ben Davis credit, though. The big man's been out for, like you said, the last 6 minutes,
yeah.
And they still have a 5-point lead.
Yeah.
I mean, it was tied at one point. Obviously, Center Grove made a run, but Ben Davis is still maintaining that lead with the big fella on the bench.
Well, of course, we've not seen either one of these teams, but from a first-half observation, I think that Ben Davis is the better team, but Center Grove might have the better player. So that's my little synopsis for what it's worth.
Trace Jackson Davis misses a free throw. We're going to stay at 25-20, under 40 seconds to go here in the first half. Mull with it to Wyndham, right wing. Back out top to Mull. You got to imagine they're going to play for one here unless they just get a wide open look at the basket beforehand. 25 seconds.
Looks like, yeah, they're going to go for one here.
Just a game of keep away as Wyndham has it. Spin move off the block, off the glass, and got it.
Pretty.
Nice looking shot by Jalen Wyndham. 27-20, Center Grove with the basketball, 7 seconds. Gonna have to get a shot up. Throws it away, Maul gets it up ahead. Shot almost goes in, and after a fast and furious first half of action, the Ben Davis Giants on top, 27-20 over the Center Grove Trojans. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back with some halftime stats and updates, and we'll do all that right after this break.
What do you want here?
Give me 3 minutes, please.
3 minutes. $30 seconds. Stand by. And go.
John Gear and Steve Brothers back here at the Hatchet House as we are at halftime of the 4A semi-state game here at the Hatchet House. The Ben Davis Giants with a 27-20 advantage over the Center Grove Trojans. Go over first half scoring. We will start with the Ben Davis Giants. They were led in scoring by Jalen Wyndham with 14 first half points, followed by 4 from Cameron Mall, 4 from DeJuan Jones, 3 from Kai Hickman Steinman, and 2 from Jeffrey Clayton. For Center Grove, they were led in scoring by Trace Jackson Davis with 12, Spencer Piercefield 4, Justin DeGraff 2, and Lucas Doyle 2 to round out the scoring for the Trojans. And Steve Brothers, you've got some team stats for us.
Yes, for Ben Davis, they were 11 for 25 from the field, 44% shooting, including 2 for 5 from the three-point arc, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. They had 3 offensive rebounds and 6 defensive rebounds and 4 turnovers. For Center Grove, 6 for 13 from the field, 46% shooting, including 1 for 3 from the three-point arc, 7 for 12 from the free throw line, only 1 offensive rebound, 7 defensive rebounds, and 9 turnovers. Now, there are 2 stats that jump off the page at me, John, and that's Ben Davis has shot almost twice as many times as Center Grove. They've shot 25 times, as Center Grove's 13 times. Of course, Center Grove has shot 12 free throws to Ben Davis's 3. But also a key stat is Center Grove has 9 first-half turnovers, so that's big.
That's the big one right there.
Yeah.
It's been a fast and furious first half of action. We got about 5 minutes till the second half tips. Ben Davis on top, 27-20.
Well, I got to say, Ben Davis has got to be pretty happy. They didn't have much of a halftime talk because it's
back on the
they're
floor.
already on the floor. But DeJuan Jones only has played about 9 minutes, and they're up by 7 at halftime, so they got to feel pretty good about that. Center Grove has yet to come back out, so apparently Coach Don Carlisle said, "Hey, good half, let's do it again," and then they're back out on the floor. I don't see much he could be critical of. They've looked really good.
No, we can't really say much about that. You got to be happy if you're Ben Davis, Coach Don Carlisle, or a Ben Davis fan. You got to be happy with the first half. We want to thank Winkler Productions in Montgomery, Mattress by Appointment here in Washington, GPC in Washington, and Jones & Sons Concrete for helping make this broadcast of the 4A semi-state game between Ben Davis and Center Grove possible. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back right after this 2-minute timeout.
2 minutes. That's going to leave about 7.5 for the rest of the game. $30. Stand by. And go.
Back here at the Hatchet House. Getting ready to wrap up halftime here between Ben Davis and Center Grove. Ben Davis on top 27-20. We want to give a shout out to WHSH TV broadcasting on YouTube right now. Austin Inlow, Nate Napier, Jaden Goodwin, Clint Ivey, JJ and Alan Brown for providing quality video to go along with our subpar broadcast.
Yeah.
So thanks for carrying us, guys.
Yep. Got the whole crew, huh?
You guys do a great job. Keep up the good work. We've got just under a minute to go here until we tip off for the second half.
I was watching Ben Davis warm up here at halftime, and I think maybe a prerequisite to be on this team is you have to be able to dunk, because every one of their guys would just go up and drop it over the top of the rim easily. So what a group.
So maybe you can answer a question I've had for many, many years. Why is it that in warm-ups they can't dunk the basketball when the referees are out on the court? What's the reason behind that? Do you have any idea?
Well, back in the day when Lou Alcindor or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played for UCLA, it was so unfair. The dunk was so unfair because he scored at will that they outlawed the dunk because of him. That was like 1968 or whatever. And so you couldn't dunk in warm-ups or during the game at all in high school or college. And then, you know, years ago, then they allowed the dunk during the game, but I don't know why they didn't allow it. I guess that's showboating. I don't know why it's not showboating during the game, but I don't know.
Cameron Mall for three and nails it for Ben Davis. Right out of the break. Makes it a 10-point. Ben Davis lead at 30-20 as we're just underway here in the third quarter. Center Grove's going to have to find a way to stop Ben Davis in a hurry as Piercefield takes it right at the big fella. He comes up with the rebound, and Ben Davis comes the other way as Wyndham has it. In the lane, dishes it off to DeJuan Jones.
Triple teamed.
Somehow gets it up and gets it to fall. I have no idea how he made that shot.
That was through three people. And he was down the floor in a hurry, too.
32-20, Ben Davis.
That was a big turn of events here at the beginning of the second half.
Trace Jackson Davis, top of the key, gets it to Piercefield. Piercefield drives in the lane. Little Euro step off the glass and got it.
That was a nice shot. Euro step, huh? That's nice, John.
Nice move there. 32-22.
Well, Center Grove's got their work cut out for them. I don't know how they're going to stop. There's a shot by Jones. No good, but he got his own rebound and was fouled. I don't know how they can possibly stop the guy.
Well, no. I just get the ball to him and just let him go to work. I mean, you got one of the best players in the country guarding him.
Well, let's see what kind of a free throw shooter he is.
Big fella goes to the line. First free throw, rattles in and out.
Looked like he had good form.
Look at this, the size of his hands, he could probably palm a Buick. Goodness gracious.
Well, now you know why Shaq couldn't hit free throws. Because I guess your hands can be too big to get a good release, maybe.
Second one on the way, nice rotation, drains it. 33-22 is your score. Ben Davis picking up a little pressure here. Center Grove gets it across the timeline. Trace Jackson Davis. Backs down, throws it out to Piercefield. Piercefield,
well, they're all over him.
Doyle, Greller.
He was going to shoot, but then Shaq came at him.
And then decided better of it. Piercefield's going to drive, kicks it out. Nicholson, three, got it.
Boy, they needed that big time.
They desperately needed that to fall. 33-25, Ben Davis still on top. Center Grove not going away, though. 6:05 left to go here in the third quarter. Wyndham calling for the basketball. Gets it knocked away by Piercefield.
Good
comes
hustle.
up with it. Center Grove gets it out ahead to Greller. Greller gets it into Doyle. Doyle. Piercefield gets it down to Trace Jackson Davis. Backs in the big fella. Little left hand shot. No good. Rebounded by Ben Davis. Little half hook there. Couldn't fall. And Ben Davis will kind of reset things here. Cameron Mall gets it across the timeline. 5:33 to go here in the third quarter.
Center Grove showing a little bit of grit here, as they could have just, game could have been over here, but they came fighting back. Cut the lead back to 8.
Yeah, they're not giving up by any stretch. Wyndham on the block, turnaround shot, no good. Rebounded Jackson Davis. Trace gets it across the timeline. He's going to take it all the way to the hole.
Nice.
Gets the basket and draws the foul. What a shot.
Off balance, off the glass. You could tell by the way he was dribbling it that it's like, my team's in trouble, I'm taking over.
And that's what big-time players do when the lights are turned on bright. they start to shine, and Trace Jackson Davis certainly did right there as he heads to the line. Misses the free throw.
Still struggling
a little bit, but cuts in the lead, 33-27. Ben Davis, 5 minutes to go here in the third. Wyndham through traffic, gets the roll, and Jalen Wyndham is having a very nice game here.
Proving a point tonight that, hey, I'm an Indiana All-Star.
It'd be hard to argue that point after seeing him play here tonight.
Yeah.
Trace with the basketball on the block. Gets in the lane, spin move back. Draws another foul and nails it.
Yeah, he's trying to take over the game and doing a pretty good job of it. As that was, he was double teamed, including being guarded by Jones, and he was able to manage to get the shot off and nothing but net. And it's 35-29 with 4:34 to go in the third quarter.
But here's the thing, Steve. He's got to hit his free throws.
Yeah, he does.
Because he's probably left about 6-8 points at the line here this afternoon. And obviously, with the way this is going to go down, free throw shooting is going to be critical from here on out.
Well, they are 7 for 13 from the free throw line right now as a team.
Jackson Davis makes good on that one. 35-30. Ben Davis on top. Center Grove going to pick up a little token pressure here. Maul handles it with no problem. Gets it to Wyndham. Up top. Nice ball movement by the Giants into the big fella. DeJuan Jones backs in Trace Jackson Davis. Davis falls down. Jones gets his own rebound and puts it back. There's just nothing you can do with that.
It's impossible. Impossible to stop that. They need to go to him every time down the floor. There's no way to stop him. He's just too big.
Piercefield gets it down to Trace Jackson Davis. Davis probably got fouled again, no call. DeJuan Jones comes up with it, 37-30. Ben Davis still on top, under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Wyndham with the basketball. He'll dribble it back out, reset the offense for the Giants. They don't have to be in any sort of hurry here. Petty picks up pressure, though. He's going to draw a foul.
Now, you said that Jones was the one who didn't play much in the first
Correct.
meeting. Well, and then Coach Carlisle said that, well, I think he might make a little bit of a difference.
a little bit. I mean, just a little bit.
Well, we got a foul called.
They called that on Cam Petty from Center Grove. That was a you pick him out there at the top of the key, but Ben Davis got the call there, so they'll have the basketball to inbound it into Wyndham. 3:40 left to go in the third. Nice pass inside.
He did. He traveled on the shot take.
Joshua Shannon got inside, saw Trace Jackson Davis, shuffled the feet a bit. Turns it over. Center Grove will have the basketball.
That's 6 turnovers now for Center Grove. Still 9 for Ben Davis, 9 for Center Grove.
Center Grove with the basketball.
Better get the ball to the franchise, I would say.
Yeah, we're going to see a heavy dose of Trace Jackson Davis. Three-pointer off the mark, no good. He got hit in the eye. Looks like Jones and a turnover. Center Grove's got an advantage. Jackson Davis, foul. Got it. DeJuan Jones got hit right square in the eye.
He's still down here. He needs some help here.
He needs some attention here. Trace Jackson Davis makes good.
Coach isn't going to take him out. He's going to call a timeout here. He got hit right in the eye, it looks like. He's got a towel now, and he's trying to recover from that. But he didn't even bother to run down to the other end of the floor because he was trying to tend to his eye. So we got a timeout here with 3:09 to go in the third quarter. And Ben Davis is up 37-32.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back for the remainder of the third quarter right after this.
What do you want here?
30.
Roger. Stand by. And go.
Back here at the Hatchet House, 3:09 to go here in the third. Ben Davis on top, 37-32. Trace Jackson Davis at the line to try to complete the three-point play.
DeJuan Jones drawing a lot of attention down here at the end of the bench as he's being tended to.
Makes good on that free throw.
Still got a ball game, guys.
Yeah, absolutely we got a ball game. 37-33, 3:06 to go here in the third. The DeJuan Jones situation is going to be key here as we move forward with this basketball game.
Yep.
Is Wyndham with the basketball, right wing, top of the key. Nice ball movement again by the Giants. Wyndham just elevates over everybody, misses it. Trace Jackson Davis with the rebound. He'll bring it across the timeline.
Does that lead up to 13 at one time? Is that right?
Yeah. So we had a 13-point lead for Ben Davis as Maul is going to get the foul call. And, you know, it's just kind of been back and forth and, you know, just kind of like the heavyweight fight analogy we talked about. It's punch, counter punch. Both teams have taken some knockout shots and are still standing. And we still got a lot of basketball to play here. 2:40 left to go in the third. 37-33, Ben Davis. Trace Jackson Davis backing down his man. Somehow gets it off the glass and good. I have no idea how that one went in.
I thought the ball was supposed to get above the rim for it to go in. That was a line drive.
Center Grove fans are on their feet as Center Grove has cut the lead to 2, 37-35, 2:20 to go in the third. Maul loses it out of bounds. Center Grove basketball. And Steve, you can feel the momentum shifting right now.
That didn't take long, did it?
No. And a lot of it has to do with number 54 sitting on the end of the bench there for Ben Davis.
Well, he's just sitting there. I think trainer's down there with him, but they need to maybe have a little sense of urgency here.
They need to expedite whatever they're doing to get him back out on the court. 2:14 to go in the third. 37-35, Ben Davis on top. Center Grove with the momentum.
He looks like he's ready to go now. There's a turnover.
Another turnover. Maul with it. Loses the handle. They're going to call a foul on Bemis from behind, which, you know, isn't a terrible foul because that was a guaranteed 2 points right there.
Yep.
I know that's not what he was trying to do, but it's still the outcome of that is not that bad for Center Grove. It's Ben Davis with the basketball. Nibs.
DeJuan Jones told Coach he was ready, but he's not in the game yet. So
3-point on the way. Tyrese Nibs with his first points of the ball game, and they're big. 3-point basket, 40-35, Ben Davis. $1:44 to go.
That cut the momentum a little bit. Coaching staff urging the Ben Davis fans to kind of get into the game here a little bit.
DeGraff is going to draw the foul on Maul. That's going to be his third, I believe. And DeGraff is going to go to the free throw line. Well, you know, both crowds have just been kind of so-so, involved in the game, and then Center Grove kind of erupted a little while ago, and you got to feel like, you know, Ben Davis crowd is just kind of.
Yeah, they haven't been very vocal, to be honest with you.
No, but it's kind of the confidence that they have that, you know, we're fine. We got a 5-point lead. We're all good. DeGraff makes good on the first. Cam Petty back in the ball game for Center Grove. DeGraff will have one more free throw upcoming. 40-36 as we stand right now. 1:36 to go in the third. Make that 40-37. DeGraff makes good on the second.
Ben Davis has got to get Jones back in the game. I don't know what.
I don't know if he's just waiting for the third quarter to end as Wyndham misses it. Rebounded by Trace Jackson Davis, and they're going to get a foul called on Trevor Nibs for undercutting Trace Jackson Davis.
Yeah, that was an undercut.
It's not hard to undercut a kid that's 6'9" when he jumps in the air.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional.
No, it just. It was a clean play, just a foul nonetheless. So that'll stop the clock with 1:27 to go here in the third. 40-37, Ben Davis.
Full court pressure here now by Ben Davis. And trainer still with Jones there on the bench. Doesn't look like there's any blood involved there.
I think he just got poked in the eye.
Yeah.
But I guess Coach Carlisle's just going to wait for the third quarter to expire here before they put him in.
He might regret that later.
That's true. Trace Jackson Davis across the timeline. 1:20 to play in the third. Center Grove down by 3, 40-37. Piercefield with the ball top of the key, almost loses it. Maul playing some great defense. DeGraff for 3, no good. Rebounded by Ben Davis, and here comes Maul up ahead to Wyndham. lays it in.
Nice fast break there.
Textbook fast break by the Ben Davis Giants makes it 42-37. Under a minute to go here. Center Grove with it. Almost throw it away. Oh, they're going to keep it with Center Grove. They're going to have a conference.
There are 7 coaches, 7 on Ben Davis's bench. All of them are up. And it looks like they changed the call.
Yep, Ben Davis is going to have the basketball. 49.1 to go.
I guess they figured, gosh, those 7 guys over there disagree.
Here comes the big fella, DeJuan Jones, back in the game.
Getting a real good round of applause.
As a very deserved round of applause for that young man.
Well, 49 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's a thought. Get the ball into the tank down underneath.
Yeah, I don't think it'd surprise anybody in this gym, the 6,000 or so folks that are left here, if he gets the basketball. Maul with it.
Looks like they may go for one here with 34 seconds to go and a 5-point lead.
No reason not to. Center Grove tried to sneak up on him.
Oh, there's a wide open
three-pointer. Got it. Hickman Steinman with his second three-pointer of the game makes it 45-37 in favor of Ben Davis.
That was huge.
That could end up being a backbreaker as they throw it away. Maul leads the break, loses footing, but lays it in. 47-37, just like that. Trace Jackson Davis at the buzzer for 3, no good. After 3 quarters of action at the Hatchet House, we had a lot of change in that last minute.
Yep.
Ben Davis on top, 47-37. The Ben Davis crowd liven it up here as we get ready for the fourth quarter, and we'll bring it to you live right after this timeout.
All right, you're clear.
60 seconds, please.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Not quite. Stand by. I leave us 6 minutes in game.
Okay.
Now stand by. And go.
John Gear and Steve Brothers back here at the Hatchet House as we have gotten through 3 quarters of action with Ben Davis on top, 47-37. Fourth quarter is now underway. Center Grove with the basketball.
And they've certainly shown that they're capable of coming back from a deficit as they've done it already once tonight.
So time is starting to run out. There's Piercefield, takes it right at the big guy. No good. Rebounded by DeJuan Jones. And here comes Wyndham on the other end. And just like that,
quick,
2 more points for Jalen Wyndham. 49-37, Ben Davis.
They need some we got
a foul, I think, on the big fella.
Yeah,
maybe.
that had to hurt.
Yeah, that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah. Hey, rub some dirt on it. It'll be all right. But that's a foul away from the basketball, and looks like they're going to be shooting.
They're going to be in the bonus.
Yeah.
So 1-1 here for Center Grove.
That's Cam Petty, a 6-foot senior at the free throw line. Shooting a bonus. 49-37, 7:31 to go in the game.
Free throws will be critical through the rest of this stretch as Petty misses the first. DeJuan Jones with the rebound. Gets it to Wyndham, throws it back to Maul. A little unconventional there, but got the job done as Maul gets it across the timeline.
Well, this team is so explosive. They can score points in a hurry, as they've shown 3 or 4 times this evening.
Wyndham with it. 7:10 and counting to go here in the ball game.
Not in a big hurry.
And no reason to be. Yeah. Obviously, the clock is on their side.
And there is a foul.
Going to pick up a foul on, I believe, number 22, Bemis.
That's only the, fourth team foul, so we'll be out of bounds.
So they'll have a little bit of time before they'll be in the bonus. Going to have a timeout. Center Grove, we're going to take one right along with them. 7:02 to go in the game. Ben Davis on top, 49-37. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
1 minute. Thirty seconds. Ten. Stand by. And go.
We want to thank S&S Pools and Supplies, Yoder Tires, and Hoosier Ready Mix for making this 4A semi-state broadcast possible here this evening. 7:02 to go in the game. 49-37, Ben Davis. Ben Davis with the basketball. Maul inbounds it to Wyndham.
Looks like 500 or 600 people have left the Hatchet House. We're down to a crowd of about 6,500 right now.
The fire marshal can breathe easy right now. We're legal again. DeJuan Jones almost traveled.
Looks like they're putting some ice in this game here temporarily anyway.
Yeah, Ben Davis, obviously, it doesn't have to be in any hurry, nor will they be.
They've practiced this little game of keep away. They look pretty good at it.
Because here's the thing. They got the lead, time's on their side, and a state title championship is on the line right here.
They've got DeJuan Jones out of the three-point. I'll shoot it. No, he's not going to shoot the three-point.
That would be the icing on the cake for the big fella to hit a three. Wyndham in the lane, off the glass, no good. Going to draw the foul, it looks like. It's going to be on Caden Curry, I believe.
And he'll have 2 free throws. 6:12 to go in the game.
Caden Curry, 6'3" freshman, just checking into the ball game. About to check out here as DeGraff's going to come back in after the first free throw from Wyndham. First one's on the way. Got it. Ben Davis has been pretty solid from the free throw line.
Yep. 5 out of 7. They have DeJuan Jones down at the end under the opposing basket during free throws. I guess they don't want him to get a foul.
Pick up a cheap foul. Trace Jackson Davis with the rebound as Wyndham misses a second. 50-37. Trace leaves it short. Rebound by DeJuan Jones. And Ben Davis.
Yep.
With a 50-37 lead, under 6 to go.
Again, they're probably going to try to waste 45 seconds or so per possession. That would probably do the job.
Good defense by Center Grove. They're not going anywhere. They're just running out of time. Wyndham at the lane, floats off the glass. What a shot by Jalen Wyndham.
Looked like he was going straight up with it, and then he just floated, like you said, floated right around the defender. So they've got to, Center Grove's got to get the ball into Davis.
Trace, up, reverse, off the glass, and good. Right on cue.
Yep. They've got to do that every time down the floor now.
It's going to have to be the Trace Jackson Davis show from here on out. If Center Grove wants to get back in this, they're going to have to get him. He's going to have to get a touch every possession, whether he shoots it or not. But they have to work the offense through him.
Foul again on Center Grove. We're down to 5-12. That's their 6th team foul. No bonus.
But it'll be bonus basketball soon enough here, because you got to imagine Center Grove's going to start to foul here at some point, because they can't keep letting them run off a minute each possession.
Yep. Down to 5 minutes now. And there's a little touch foul.
That's a little ticky-tack foul.
But
not a bad thing for Center Grove necessarily.
Clock.
Right now the clock is their biggest enemy.
Yeah. They found the wrong guy, though.
Yeah.
As Windman will be at the free throw line. And he's just had a heck of a day offensively.
He has been a human highlight reel here this evening, and what a player this kid is. Leaves the first one short. Bounces off of his, they're going to say it went off of Trace Jackson Davis's foot.
Well, it looks like he's got about size 20 shoes, so that probably
That's very possible.
Probably did go off his foot.
Goodness sakes. 4:57 to go in this one, 52-39. Ben Davis on top. Has had the lead since the very beginning. Lost
got
it
a call foul there.
one time. Maul takes it all the way to the rack. Swatted by Jackson Davis. Couldn't save it. Going to stay with Ben Davis. Nice defensive play by Trace Jackson Davis. Nice hustle by Center Grove.
Boy, people are filing out of here with 4:46 to go and a 13-point lead. The game really isn't out of reach yet, but people are leaving.
No, I mean, I know the parking's bad here, but it's not that bad today.
What is this, a Dodger game?
Oh, no. Wyndham.
Oh, wide open three, turned it down.
I don't mean to say that the parking's bad. It's just we're not used to this much traffic and spaces here. So, holy smokes, we got a game of pinball out there. Basketball bounced off 2 or 3 people. Not sure where. I think it's going to still be Ben Davis basketball when all this is said and done.
It's going to be another bonus for Wyndham. So let's see if we can hit this one.
Wyndham's got to be tired.
Well, now Ben Davis not lining anybody up on the free throw line, so but they don't want to stop the clock if he misses.
Now they want to keep it running, obviously. 4:29. Wyndham makes good on that one. 53-39 is your score. Ben Davis has it well in control here. Going to have to play another 4.5 minutes, though, before they can cut down the nets. Wyndham trying to make that happen. Nails a free throw. Ben Davis with the timeout.
They're feeling it now.
4:29 to go in this one. 54-39 Ben Davis. We're going to take a 60-second break. We'll be back right after this.
1 minute. $15, 10. Stand by. And go.
4:29 to go here in this one. John Gear and Steve Brothers. It looks like it's going to be all Ben Davis here in the last 4.5.
Yeah.
On top, 54-39 as the folks filing out of here like they got the plague.
This is unbelievable. The game's still going on, and people are pouring out of the Hatchet house.
The temperature's dropped in here about 10 degrees though in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Center Grove will have the basketball. This one's not quite over, but it's getting that time here.
Yes, it is.
Trace Jackson Davis
is fouled. No basket. And
he danced his way right to the hoop. He's going to go to the free throw line. Foul's going to be on DeJuan Jones. That's his 4th, I believe.
Yeah, Jackson Davis took 2 steps from the top of the key to the basket without dribbling.
That's not something you can teach. Free throw is good. 54-40.
.424 to go. And this was quite a show. It really was.
It was, obviously it might not be the outcome that Center Grove wants. Obviously it's not over. But this has definitely lived up to the billing as he misses on the second. Rebounded by Ben Davis. But this Ben Davis team is for real.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of different weapons.
I can't figure out how they've lost 7 games.
I hate Trace Jackson Davis comes up with a steal and a thunderous dunk at the other end for the IU commit. 54-42.
That was with authority.
Yeah, the rim is still shaking over there at this end.
Yeah.
Ben Davis gets called for the push-off. Some of these folks may want to come back in here. It's not over yet.
54-42.
Just under 4 to go. Obviously, Center Grove with some ground to make up here, but definitely doable.
Well, they're definitely, no question, they're a gritty team, just like their coach was a gritty player. And you can tell that they've got his personality because they're not going to give up.
Not at all. Trace Jackson Davis calling for the basketball. Gets it on the block. Spin move, up and in. 54-44, back to a 10-point lead.
Yeah, this game is not over.
Cameron Ball with it. Just like the turnaround we saw. Is they're going to get a foul?
Yeah.
Just like we saw the turnaround earlier at the end of the third quarter or second quarter, I don't remember which now, where it was like a 3-point lead and then stretched out to 13 just like that.
Yeah.
And Center Grove has that capability too, and especially both teams have got to hit their free throws down the stretch here. So we'll see what happens as Tyrese Nibbs is at the line. Makes the first of the bonus. So this is his 4th point of the evening for the 6'2 senior. 3:38 to go in this one. 55-44. Ben Davis. Second one on the way. No good. Rebounded by Trace Jackson Davis.
He's going to go one-on-one here, or he should, but he didn't.
Piercefield, they throw it in the corner, double team, back out to Trace. Floater in the lane, got it.
And a timeout.
Coach Hahn wants a timeout. Admonishing the official for not paying attention to him in a timeout situation. They'll take a 30-second timeout. We're going to take one right along with them. We'll be back for the final 3:26 in this one. Ben Davis on top, 55-46. Be back in 30 seconds.
30. Leaves you 3.5.
Thank you.
Ten. Stand by. And go.
John Gear and Steve Brothers back here at the Hatchet House. We've got 3:26 remaining in the 4A semi-state game. Here at the Hatchet House, 55-46. Ben Davis. It's not over yet, though.
You know, I was thinking if Ben Davis wins this game, this is the second to the last official game that DeJuan Jones will ever play in.
Yep.
That's weird. A player of that caliber.
Everybody on the schedule is happy to hear that.
Yeah. Yep.
Obviously, the big fella's going to Ohio State. He's an offensive lineman. Definitely the way he moves, his quickness, if he can stay healthy, he's got a shot to be an NFL lineman. If I was a quarterback in the NFL, I'd want him protecting my blind side. I can tell you that.
No question. And he's
Jones,
shooting a free throw and in and out.
Halfway down and rolled out. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, so.
Atomic bombs.
Well, okay, so there's 3. I sit corrected. 55-46, second one on the way, no good. Jackson Davis with it across the timeline, 3:22 to go. Loses the handle.
All over
the big fella on the floor.
What an effort. What an effort by the big fella.
He slid on the floor with so much grace and then threw it out of bounds, unfortunately, but you don't see a 6'9", 350 guy just diving on the floor like that and getting back up. Man, unbelievable.
That was 6.3 on the Richter scale, too.
Man. We have seen a lot of action here this evening.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to take Jones out for a breather here, or they should keep him in for the hustle that one involved.
I bet he's not on the bench long, especially if Center Grove makes a little bit of a run here with 3:14 to go. Yep. Center Grove trailing 55-46. Trace Jackson Davis with the basketball. Almost throws it away. It's into DeGraff.
Get it back into him.
DeGraff draws the foul and gets the basket. What a play by Justin DeGraff. Keeping the Trojans in this one, 55-48.
There's plenty of time left, 3:03, and now Jones is back in. That
wasn't long.
One possession.
Well, here's the thing. He's got 4 fouls.
Yeah,
if he fouls out, that changes the next 3:03 of this ballgame.
Right.
No question. DeGraff at the free throw line, looking to convert on the three-point play. No. Rebounded by the smallest guy in there, Cam Petty. DeGraff from 15 feet nails it. Justin DeGraff leading the comeback. 55-50. Ben Davis still on top, but not over yet.
What a comeback. This crowd is really excited now. Ben Davis looks a little nervous, and rightfully so. Okay.
Center Grove not happy with the call. Foul is on Justin DeGraff. It's his fourth personal foul.
We got 2 free throws here for Cameron Mall.
55-50. Ben Davis on top with 2:51 to go in this one. It's not over yet, folks. Mall, first free throw on the way. Got it.
These are huge.
Well, I mean, you got to have ice in your veins to hit these.
This one will make it a 3-possession game with 2:51 to go. There's an eternity left with just a 6 or 7 point lead.
No question. Makes good on both of them. The senior coming through in the clutch. 57-50. Ben Davis on top of Center Grove. 2:48 to go in this one. Center Grove with the basketball. You got to imagine they're going to go to Trace Jackson Davis. Gets at the elbow, kicks it out. Greller kicks it in, loses it. Picked up by DeJuan Jones. Kind of one pass too many, I think.
He penetrated and tried to get it to the franchise, but there was just too much traffic in there.
Well, and I think DeJuan Jones' presence on the block definitely altered the decision-making there, as you can understand.
Yeah.
57-50. 2:32 left to go in this one.
Once again, Ben Davis lines up no one at the free throw line to rebound.
Maul misses that one. It's a double bonus situation.
You know, you'd think that Jones, although he does have 4 fouls, but might be able to get an offensive rebound in there.
Misses both of them. That's big right there, Steve Brothers.
Yep.
2.5 to go in this one. 57-50. Center Grove with the basketball. A little bit of time, but they got to do something here. Look a little out of sync offensively.
Where is Mr. Basketball? Right there.
He's got the ball. Spin move. No good. Rebounded by DeGraff. Didn't call a foul. I thought for sure they were going to get DeJuan Jones with an over the back on that one, and that would have been it for him, and that would have been huge.
Boy, a good hustle there by DeGraff.
Everybody's laying it all on the line because one of these teams is going home after this one and not going to play anymore. DeGraff gets it inside, up over the big fella, tips it around. DeJuan Jones throws it away, back to Trace Jackson Davis, loses the handle. Maul rolls out of bounds. Oh, my goodness.
A lot of stuff going on there.
A whole lot of stuff just happened, and the ball never left that half of the court. 2:01 to go, 57-50. The referee's going to wipe the ball off. It's a little perspired on, I assume.
Yeah, that was, boy, DeGraff was in there trying to shoot it over Jones and couldn't quite get the bucket, but he did get a nice tip, but still didn't connect. Now he's doing some house cleaning because there's a lot of moisture there on the floor right under the basket. So it'll be Center Grove's ball underneath their own basket. We're down to 2:01 now with 57-50 lead for Ben Davis.
Trace Jackson Davis with the basketball. Going to get the foul on him. He's going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Yep, double bonus.
Both teams in the double bonus.
Probably wasn't the wisest move on Ben Davis' part. They're trying to play some good D, but that was just a little bit too aggressive on him.
And the thing, obviously, now at this point, Center Grove wants the clock stopped as much as possible.
Right.
First free throw on the way is good.
Yeah, Center Grove has missed 9 free throws in this game, and boy, that would have made some difference.
Trace Jackson Davis now with 32 points on the evening. 57-51.
Another miss.
This is the second, rebounded by Ben Davis.
Those are just, you can't emphasize how important those free throws are. Touch foul.
Going to get a foul on Petty. A Petty foul on Petty.
Oh, nice. That was good. We're down to 1:48 to go in the game.
57-51, Ben Davis, free throws. Could tell the tale here, this one, as Jeffrey Clayton steps to the line.
Another senior. High arching free throw, and got it.
That is his third point of the evening, makes it 58-51. A minute 48 on the clock. Ben Davis can starting to breathe a little easier now. Makes good on the second. Clutch free throws made by the senior. 58-51, Ben Davis on top. A minute 43 left as Piercefield, I thought that was going down.
I did
Missed the
too.
three.
Offensive rebound, though.
Trace Jackson Davis baseline spin move. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by DeJuan Jones. Wyndham with it. Throws it into the big guy. He's fouled on the floor, and he will head to the free throw line for two shots.
That was a huge defensive rebound down on the other end by Jones. Nobody was going to take it away from him.
No way.
That's what you call authority right there. That was a big rebound. And now he's shooting 2 free throws. And we're down to 1:23 to go.
59-51 here, pinned in the free throws by DeJuan Jones. First one is good. I think he's only missed 1 free throw today.
Yeah, I kind of like his form. He's got good rotation. You know, it looks pretty smooth, actually. This guy's an athlete.
Yes, he is. Second free throw on the way. Short. Cinder Grove, Piercefield from deep.
Oh,
I thought he had that one. In and out. Going to get a quick foul by Trace Jackson Davis.
That 3 would have really that would have cut it to 6.
That would have helped, but now Ben Davis starting to feel it a little bit.
They're about 1 free throw away from icing this one. And they have 2
a minute 15, 60-51, Ben Davis. Cameron Mall, the senior, had himself a nice game here this evening, looking to add to that total and put this thing on ice for the Giants. In and out on the first one.
Yep. Boy, there's a stampede to the gates right now.
Everybody's trying to get out of here. Mall makes good on the second.
That should do it.
61-51, a buck 14 to go, barring some sort of miraculous comeback here in the next minute. DeGraff for 3, though. Don't tell Justin DeGraff that. He's not going anywhere. 61-54, a minute 6. We're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back at the Hatchet House right after this.
30. That leaves you 3.
Okay. And technically, we don't have any post-game, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. 10 seconds. Stand by. And go.
Back here at the Hatchet House, John Gear and Steve Brothers. Got a minute 6 on the clock left to go. In this one, 61-54. Ben Davis well in control. Center Grove is going to have everything go their way here in the next minute 6.
And this has been a really enjoyable game to watch. A lot of talent out there on the floor.
A lot of back and forth.
Good hustle, too, on both teams'
Yeah,
parts.
just a whole nother level of intensity. As Center Grove almost, I don't know who's got the ball. Jump ball. Whose ball is it? Ben Davis's ball. You can see the look of disgust on the face of Coach Hahn as he thought it was their ball, and then all of a sudden it's going to stay with Ben Davis as Center Grove almost caught themselves a break there. Still not out of the realm of possibility. 61-54, a minute to go. Going to foul DeJuan Jones, which on paper you would think would be the safe bet, but in reality today he's only missed 1. I believe, maybe 2. But nonetheless, the big fellow is going to step to the free throw line with a 61-54 lead.
No pressure here.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
Short.
We have exactly 1 minute to play in this one.
Well, Coach Hahn doing some subbing now. 7-point lead with a minute to go. Might be a little bit out of reach, maybe.
It's going to take quite a few things going on here as Jones makes the second.
But they've got a Mr. Basketball out on the floor, so nothing's impossible.
Piercefield for three, got it.
Three-pointer deep. That was a deep one.
62-57.
Coach Hahn might want to resub. See what happens here.
Who's the foul on? I didn't see the call.
No, I didn't either. It happened quickly. But we have Cameron Mall at the free throw line for 2 shots. Little controversy. Is that the 5th foul?
It's the 5th foul on Piercefield if it is on Piercefield, and obviously he needs to be in the game because the kid can stroke it from deep.
Yeah.
But I guess
looks like that is his 5th. Yep.
The
good round of applause. Good
fouls out. 9 points.
We've got a 5-point lead here with 51 seconds.
Free throws.
Not insurmountable.
Not at all. If Ben Davis can hit their free throws, they can all but put it away. Maul makes the first.
Now this one would do it.
This would be the dagger. Unless they're going to implement a 7-point shot here in the last minute.
Second one is good.
Jackson Davis with the basketball, 50 seconds to go, trailing 64-57.
Looking for a three-pointer.
They're going to have to get the ball. DeGraff fires it from downtown, misses it. Rebound, everybody's on the floor.
And it's Center Grove's
Center Grove's going to come up with the basketball. 39.4 to go.
Definitely looking for that three-point shot.
Well, I think points just get, or any way you can get them are going to be needed, but
Ben Davis is going to be guarding that arc, that's for sure.
Yes, they are. DeGraff with it. Quick shot. Gets it to go. Coach Hahn gets a timeout. 35.9 to go.
5-point lead.
5-point lead, 64-59. We got a full timeout, so we're going to take a 60-second break. We'll be back to bring you the last 35.9 right after this timeout.
1 minute. $15. Leaves you 2 minutes.
Okay. We'll probably just save that for the post game unless something drastic happens here.
Okay. Stand by. And go.
Back here at the Hatchet House, 35.9 seconds to go. Ben Davis on top, 64-59. Ben Davis with the basketball. Trying to get it inbounded. Center Grove's going to foul.
Quick foul. We need
each other. DeJuan Jones gets it blocked.
Shoots it. No
Center
good.
Grove comes up with it. That's not what you want if you're Coach Carlisle. DeGraff for three. No. Rebounded. DeJuan Jones going to draw the foul.
Wow, that could have been a disaster.
That could have been that crazy ending we were looking for, because had that went in, the place would have erupted.
Yeah.
There would have been a 2-point game with 18 seconds to go. But nonetheless.
Well, Jones was kind of a one-on-one there, and you could tell what he was thinking, like, should I go ahead and go for it? But the guy guarding him was like a foot smaller.
He just turned around and said to Coach Carlisle, my fault.
Yeah, he knew he blew it.
But he's able to redeem himself because he's at the line right now.
That really could have been a disaster.
First one's good.
So now he redeemed himself.
Yeah, that could have been just an absolute disaster for Ben Davis had that one went down. Holy cow. 65-59, 18.5 on the clock. DeJuan Jones misses the second.
Need a quick bucket here.
Trace Jackson Davis.
There's a three-pointer
on the way from Center Grove. No good. It goes over the backboard.
Yep.
And it's going to be Ben Davis ball with 11.3 to go.
That is the ball game, folks.
That unless they just throw the inbounds pass to Center Grove and foul on the shot, there's not much left in this one.
11.3 seconds to go. Ben Davis out of bounds. Have the length of the floor.
Ben Davis.
They're going to have to foul right now, and they do.
And they do. 8.9 to go, 65-59. Ben Davis going to go to the free throw line.
And a sigh of relief, you can tell by the crowd and the players both. They dodged a bullet there. You got to hand it to Center Grove. Boy, they could have easily folded with about 3 minutes to go.
Well, yeah, and they never gave up. And as we mentioned, as the first free throw bounces on everything and down for Hickman Steinman at the 7th point. And that three-pointer by DeGraff went in.
That would have cut it to 2 with 18 seconds.
Cut it to 2, and that would have changed everything. But now Ben Davis can kind of breathe a sigh of relief. You can see on their face, because the second free throw is good, that they're going to go back home and play for the state championship. Trace Jackson Davis has it one more time, takes it to the rack with authority. And that's how his career is going to come to an end here at Center Grove, as Ben Davis is heading home to play for the 4A state championship with a 67-61 victory over the Center Grove Trojans. What a game. I'm wore out after that.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there, that's for sure.
A lot of action. We're going to recap individual scoring, team stats, and we're going to do all that right after this 2-minute timeout.
2 minutes.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we're going to wrap things up, and then we'll sign off. And then I guess we'll play, I guess I should throw it to the Commissioner's Corner interview, because we'll play that afterwards, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then after we'll sign off, and then I'll pack up all the equipment and just bring it in Monday.
That'll be just fine.
This internet thing that's here is the school's, right? It's not ours, is it?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what.
I'm gonna send you a picture of it. You tell me if I need to bring it or not.
Okay. $30. Stand by.
2019 champions of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, Washington's basketball class 4A State.
And go.
John Gear and Steve Brothers back here at the Hatchet House. It's a final. Ben Davis 67, Center Grove 61. The Ben Davis Giants will go on to play for the 4A state title next weekend in Indianapolis. We'll go over a few stats here. Individual scoring looks something like this. First for Center Grove, they were led in scoring by none other than Trace Jackson Davis, who led all scorers with 34 points. Followed by a nice game by Justin DeGraff with 13. Spencer Piercefield with 9. Ben Nicholson with 3. And Lucas Doyle with 2.